Welcome to the OA Sponsorship Success Marathon. Thank you for joining us. My name is Viviana, and I am your moderator for this Sponsorship Success segment. Our next topic is how to work the traditions with a sponsee. I would like to introduce my friend Debbie, who will be qualified and then sharing on this sponsorship topic. The speaker will also give 2 questions for discussion or future consideration at the end. Hi, my friend.
I'm Debbie, a grateful compulsive overeater. I've been in program for 12 years, one day at a time, days, nights, weekends, and holidays. I'm from New York City, born, raised, grew up, lived here my whole life. I was born with a broken full button. I was never full. I was never satisfied. I always wanted more. I tried every diet there was, and I was a great weight loss dieter, but then it always came back. Just did, because I was either dieting or I wasn't. Then I came here. I was literally bent and broken. 3 months after I came into program, I wound up needing a knee replacement. My higher power has a very funny sense of humor. Since I've been in program, I've had 1 knee, 2 hips replaced. I've had a kidney removed. I've had a spinal tumor. I lost my dad, and I lost half my house to Hurricane Sandy, but I've done it abstinently because it's way more important for me to remain abstinent than it is for me to leave, because here I'm present. Here I'm clear. Here my mind is clear. I was very lucky at my second meeting. I met a woman who came up to me and said, "You're going to need a sponsor. I'm going to be your sponsor." I had no choice. We worked together. We worked together through the 4th step, and then her life just became busy. In the 12 years, I've only been without a sponsor for a couple of months. It's very important for me to do this. We've gone through all the steps. In my life, many things have happened, and I thought I knew the answer. Part of my life was I was a New York City school teacher. I was a gym teacher as well as a dean. So you had to do what I told you to do. I needed to keep you safe. I needed to keep you so that you wouldn't hurt yourself or anybody else, because that's what we do. As a teacher, you needed to have control and know what's going on all over the place so the lunchroom runs smoothly and your classroom runs smoothly. And then I came into program, and I learned through the traditions that nobody has to listen to me, and I'm the only responsible for myself. The traditions and learning them made a very big difference, not only in my recovery, but in my life. I was taught to change every place where it says each group into I. Make it personal. There is only one ultimate authority. I'm not it. The only requirement for OA membership is a desire to stop eating. Doesn't mean that the person has to be. People I sponsor, if they are willing to try, then that's all it needs. 4, 7, and 10 were very big ones for me because they changed how I thought about a lot of things. Everybody is autonomous, except in matters affecting other groups or the whole. In my family, I'm a single parent. Every person in my family has a right to their own path. My son and his wife have a right to their own path. And while I understand that I have the answers to everyone's problems, to tell you how to fix it, the way to fix it, what the problem is, and what to wear while you're fixing it, it's not my business. And unless it concerns the family as a whole, they need to go on their own path. My primary purpose is to carry the message of recovery to anyone who still suffers, not to force it upon people. You say it once, you told them. Twice, you're becoming dominant. 3 times, you're nagging. With 6, Overeaters Anonymous, and I do a lot of service. And we don't endorse any gyms. We don't endorse any physical trainers. We don't endorse any nutritionists, because what works for me may not work for you, and that might turn other people off. What works for me may not work for you. 7, very big one. Every group ought to be fully self-supporting. I need to be fully self-supporting, both emotionally and financially. I need to do for myself what I need to do for myself. I need to live within my own budget. And I share this often. There was a time when my son was in college, and I was having trouble coming up with money to pay for college. And a gentleman I was dating offered me $50,000 no-interest loan for my son to go to college. And I thought about it for all of a half a second because the fine print was much more than I was willing to pay. So I figured out another way to send him to college. I am not professional. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an accountant. So when sponsees come up to me with specific questions, I don't have those kind of answers. I can tell you what works for me. I can tell you how I got to be where I am, but I can never tell anybody else where or what they should do or how they should do it. And again, as a control freak, that's a hard one. We may create service boards. I can get people to help me. It's going to snow. I don't have to shovel. I can hire somebody to shovel. I can ask for help where I need help. About a week and a half ago, my boiler went off and I didn't know how to light the pilot light. I asked 4 separate neighbors to help me with it until I found somebody who could help me because I didn't know, and it's okay to ask for help. It's all right to ask for help when we don't know what we're doing. 10, I have no outside opinions, less problems of public controversy. I have no outside opinion. My biggest asset as a sponsor is to listen to somebody who is sharing something. It's not up to me to comment. It's not up to me to tell them how to change it. When we work through the steps and we work through the traditions, they are entitled to their own opinion. They all have their own food plans. I have one sponsee who's 30 and I have one who's 92. You can't possibly treat them in the same way. Their life experiences are totally different. Basically, I listen. I make suggestions. I tell them how I did it. I tell them what works for me. And then they go out and they have to figure out what's best for them. A sponsor can never be dictatorial. 12, do I like everyone I meet in program? Can't tell you I do. But I don't think any of us do. But I have to remind myself that as long as I put the principles of the program in front, unity, trust, identity, autonomy, purpose, solidarity, responsibility, fellowship, structure, neutrality, anonymity, and spirituality, that those people are entitled to their opinions. Those people are entitled and deserve my respect. These were big turning points, these traditions, in my recovery, and really moved my life to another part where I get along better with people, where I'm not impatient with people. For today, December 9th, that was a big, very important one. What wisdom can you find that is greater than kindness? To paraphrase a well-known saying, I have met wisdom and I have met kindness, and kindness is better. Very often I will say to myself, whether I meet someone in the street, whether I'm talking with a sponsee, whether I see it at a meeting, how important is it? Is it right? Is it true? Is it necessary? And does it have to be said by me? These are things that I never would have thought of or hesitated before I came into program. I was always telling people what to do. So these things really, when you change the traditions and make them personal, they become infinitely intimate to each and every one in program. My questions are, how do you apply the traditions with your family and friends? And 2, how do you take these traditions with you in your daily life? Thank you for letting me share.
Thank you, Debbie, for sharing. The opinions expressed here today are those of individual OA members and do not represent OA as a whole. Remember our 7th tradition. We are self-supporting through our own contribution. Please use a special workshop meeting number 82278 when making your contributions. The World Service Office needs our support to continue to serve our fellowship. Go to www.oa.org and click on Contributions. Thank you for helping us carry the message.